But first, before we get started, I need to ask you: are you okay for me to record this
Yes.
so that we share it with other people and they get to benefit it? All right.
Of
Okay.
course.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So, Matt, let's get started. So, let's start with where you at. What's going on?
It's from an inner conflict perspective.
Yeah. Anything. Yeah.
One of the biggest,
I
I
think.
think, in a conflict would be around being rejected versus stepping into the success of what I want to create.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's the fear here? Like being rejected is the fear?
I think I have a loose terminology around rejection.
Okay. Yeah. So, so describe more on this. What does that mean? Meaning that you don't like to get rejected, or what's?
Yeah, I think I don't like the thought of being rejected. Don't like the idea of people challenging if I don't know the answer to questions. So it's that fear of not knowing the answers to questions. If someone challenges you on something.
Yeah. So, meaning that the assumption here is when you go and meet somebody in the meetings or anywhere you're doing the session, people ask question or challenge you anything. In that context, you're afraid.
So no more from a coaching perspective.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable when it comes into the sales or moving into anything around the business side. For some reason, I freeze and lock up.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
But if I'm working with a client, totally comfortable with anything that they ask.
All right, good. So there are two sections in that. When you have a client, you're working with the client and everything is fine and you're okay to proceed and do the work, help them out. But the problem here is when we start talking about a business and you have to do marketing, sales, talk about your product, that's where the problem is, right?
That's where I lock up and freeze. But once I've got the client, I'm comfortable.
Okay, so let's talk about more is what does business mean to you?
Until recently, I had an inner conflict around what business actually meant to me. On a surface level, I realistically understood it's how we work, how we exchange information, how we exchange what I know for what people want. But then I had an inner conflict of money grows on trees, business people screw people over. I had that inner conflict, and it's still there. I'm still working on that.
Yeah. I think don't we all have this, right? That's the value conflict.
Yes.
That's absolutely a value conflict that your belief says something else, and your conscious belief says something else. So that's the unconscious and conscious belief conflict. That's where so there is a way to fix it, to be honest, and there's not a one way to fix it. There is different ways to fix it as well, and but let's get into it. Let's get deep into it and see if we can have. So if I have to ask you, say, I'm your prospect, and you want to have a conversation with me, and you want to say, hey, Jag, this is what I do. This is what I sell. Would you like to buy it? Right, and these are the things we do in marketing and sales. Right, when you walk into somebody, whether it's on the phone, whether it's a one-on-one, catching up for a coffee, you put a proposal out there and say, this is what I do, and this is how much I charge, and would you like to buy it? How much would you rate yourself from one that you are really nervous that you can't do it, you can't move, you freeze, and 10 is you're pretty good? Where's the number look like if you have to do this?
In a sales and marketing perspective, I would be right down at a 2 and a 3.
All right. Okay.
Out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. So when so it's like you freeze and you don't know what to say, or you know what to say, but you just don't know, how would they perceive it?
I have an idea of what I want to say, but I have the inner conflict of the voice saying that I don't know what to do. Then it goes into the what ifs. But once I get started, I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But I quite often freeze before I get a chance to start.
Yeah. So the thought before you get started is something, what if they ask this?
Yeah, what if I don't know the answer to it? What if I get found out? What if it doesn't work out? What if
Okay.
it doesn't? What if they don't like what I have to offer?
Yeah. And is there any sort of, and I'm just going to put it out there, so correct me if I'm not on the right track. Is there any form of imposter syndrome there that you're trying to be somebody who you're not?
I think there's an element that comes into there.
Yeah. So it
Mm.
means that this identity you take in front of your clients to serve them in some form or shape, that identity is not fully aligned and saying, hey, it doesn't align with who you are.
On a surface level, I would say yes, I have aligned that, but at a deeper level, there is still inner conflict going on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying you
So
need to know this, you're still missing this, or you're missing information. You don't have everything all lined up. You're not 100% onto it yet.
yeah. Look, don't we all have it, right? So nobody in the world right now, if they truly admit it, has got 100% information. Figure that out, right? So nobody's got it, and well, but I think we need to teach your unconscious mind. So here is what I believe in, and when we misalign from a choice perspective that you want to create something, you kind of misalign from that choice that, okay, I want to create a business which helps people make millions, just an example, or I want to help or create create a business which help people doing this. When we forget that choice we want to create, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for your clients, whether it's for your family, when we don't have this choice, and we forget that choice of creation, what we want to create, we kind of get tangled into the how-tos. So you focus on this, but instead the focus has to be here. That's why it feels hard to do it. That's why it feels, the words, because the focus is here. If the focus is on a creation that I want to create this thing will work out itself. So now the question here is, what are you trying to create? Like, what you choosing to create in your life? What is the creation you're trying to make it happen? Like, if I put it out there, in next 4, 5, 6 years from now, what do you want to create?
So in 4 years, I want to be working alongside more with my wife around creating or working with patients and helping us to move people into a place where they're more looking at their lifestyle and their health holistically.
Yeah. So creating okay. So by doing this, let's look at this choice first. And we want to look at this choice really well. So what's the gap today? So meaning that you want to create this. And you're here today. There is a gap. So describe me, what's the gap?
I see the gap as being, firstly, starting my business and getting the clients in, because the knowledge that I have already can fill that gap, but then getting my expert knowledge, so learning how to access more people and develop a team of people around me so that we create that team at the higher level.
But in the choice you just mentioned, there is nothing about this, meaning that there is nothing about a business to be like that.
Okay, sorry. So when I say creating a lifestyle, so she's in lifestyle medicine. So we work with physios, we work with nutritionists, fitness, health fitness. So we're helping. I want to be working around the mindset of helping people to adjust so that they change what they're doing now and they adapt their thinking so that they have better outcomes and they're not so reliant like on medications and so forth.
Yeah. So so you want to create a business where helping people with something, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the true choice, right? So I think one of the things we must be clear, we must be super duper clear of what do we want to create. And I think, and it's really important to see that today, that if the intention is you want to run it as a business, see, this intention which you have, the choice you want to create, you could actually do it by working for somebody else as well, right?
Yes.
So that's not, we can't say it's the only way to make it happen, right? There's many different ways to make it happen. But what you're choosing is, and that's your choice. Remember this, the word choice is yours, right?
Okay.
It's not that something is the only way. That's what you're choosing to do. So what are you choosing to create is this business which does that.
Yes.
So I think the word I'm really, really, I want to add that in there, that you consciously create that choice, that you want to create a business. So remember this, and this is, I get to speak to a lot of people, and I think I've seen this again and again now, that people want to help other people doing certain things.
Yes.
By helping, they forget one fundamental thing in the middle, is that you can help people by just going and working in a charity as well. But in your method, you tell your superconscious mind that, hey, I want to help people in a very specific way by creating this business where I make money so I can help people. Right? Meaning that there is a disconnect what you're telling your superconscious mind at the moment. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So the choice you're trying to create and say, hey, I want to go this way, and I feel the gap is at the moment, if I look at it like in your life, because I kind of know you a little bit, I feel that you're already doing what you're trying to do here. Means that you already have most of the stuff figured out. It's not the knowledge which you believe you need. I think it's the choice which you have it there. It's not fully defined as such in a very specific way. So I would actually say, if you can, if that's what you want, the business word has to be there. So that's the choice, right? That's the choice you're trying to create.
Yes.
I mean, otherwise you just work for somebody else.
Which is what I don't want.
Right? So yeah. True. So I think the choice you must create is by creating a business. Right. So I'm creating a highly successful business by doing this. Right. That's a choice you're trying to create, whatever that is for you. And that's the number one thing. And I think we need to add a business aspect into that. That business is the main reason. The vehicle you're choosing to use is a business vehicle. Okay, it's not anything else. Because remember what we said, I think main thing is we need to start thinking and start wearing the business hat. I'm a business owner. Right? I'm a business owner. I'm not an employee, because when you wear a business owner hat, the actions and the tasks you do are completely different.
Yes. And I think about the business owner. I don't act on the business owner.
Yeah. So here is one thing which, and I tell you, I beat myself up for so many times in this. So here is what happens, and I'm going to describe the difference between employee mindset and a business owner mindset. And this is the fundamental thing. We don't get taught this thing. So when you're an employee, you know this struggle you have when you're speaking to people, that you have to speak to people, you have to convert them, call them, and then you don't feel right, and it just doesn't. So what happens is most people, and I'm talking about like 90% above, who come from an employee background, they spend so much time beating themselves up trying to become that person who they are not. So what happens is we live in that. So we need to put a business on the side and saying, hey, this is a business we're trying to create, and business has got certain roles. Right? I'm good at this. I'm really good at this kind of stuff, but I need help with this.
Okay.
Right? Who can help me with this?
Mhm.
Do I need to learn this, or should I get somebody else to help me with this? So I think it's very important to start seeing that way, that initially you might say, hey, I'll just pick up on some calls and have conversation because that's just a role I need to fill, whether it's a sale, whether it's a marketing, whatever that is. But who do I need to fill that? That's
Mhm.
what's the biggest difference is between Richard Branson and any other people out there, because Richard Branson said, I'm the dumbest people in the room. Right? And I
Right.
need other intelligent people around me to make this successful, right? And that's the main thing, that what we do is, and this is again the next step after that, is when small business owner hires somebody, when small business owner hires somebody, they tell them what to do.
Right.
So Richard Branson said completely opposite to that. He said, I'm hiring you to do this. You need to tell me what to do.
Yes.
Right, and that's the biggest gap. And because I get to work with so many small business owners, people hire me and then they tell me what to do, and I feel like, why you hired me if you're just telling me what to do? Like,
Mhm.
that's what my expertise are. I do this for a living. So if the results are not there, then you can say, hey, you're not doing the right job. And I think that's what we need to do as a business owner. We need to make sure that this role gets fulfilled.
Mhm.
And either you do it today or somebody else does it, but this is a role in the business. You want to get it fulfilled, that there is a
Mhm.
rule, there is a role, and we need to hire either somebody else or yourself to do the work, if not today. So other thing is, people think that we don't have money to hire other people, right? And that's the biggest thing. And yeah, I would say you don't need money to hire people. You can ask people to collaborate with people, you can work with people, do partnership with people, do commission with people. So
Mm.
many ways you can do it.
Mhm.
So you don't need money to make it happen, right? And that's the biggest thing. So the yeah, does it make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think you need to be just a bit mindful of that. What are you telling yourself as well? Um,
Mm.
because if you're beating yourself up every day and not taking action because you're trying to do something which doesn't align, that's not who you are. And it's just going to be one of those things that you won't take action at all, zero action everywhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So I think now we need to start thinking about, this is the role. When you disconnect from that, so at the moment you are very connected, that I
Yeah.
am doing it, I'm calling people, I'm doing it. Then after that you disconnect that, hey, this is a sales role, I need to do it, I need to speak to a couple of people. So that's
Mm.
not you, it's a role.
Right. Separate identity.
Absolutely separate identity. That's not you, that's a role.
Mhm.
And people are not saying no to you, people are saying no to you, the product you created.
Yeah, they are very intertwined.
Yeah, so at the moment everything is you.
Mhm.
So we need to separate you from the different roles, meaning that in the business you have a delivery role. Today you're doing a coaching as a role.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you might be doing speaking. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you might hire somebody else to do the work.
Mhm.
But that's not you. You are the person who's doing a business. So I think the coaching you have at the moment, the business you have, business has got a different roles. If you get a chance, what you should do is uh, draw org chart in your business, in
Okay.
organizational chart. Yeah,
Yep.
draw an org chart in your business, and see who are you and what are you doing.
Okay. Yep.
So there are 5 aspects in the business. I'll give you an example. There is a marketing aspect of the business, there is a sales, there is a delivery, there is an operations management, like how things work, all that, and there is a financial aspect of that, CFO. So these are different roles in the business.
Mm.
Today you might be doing all that,
Yeah.
meaning that you go and market yourself, you convert the person as sales guy, and you actually do the coaching and delivery as well. You manage all the operations, mean that how does everything work. You manage the money as well, but that's not in real world, that's not how it happens in the business world.
Mm.
right? So you're just doing a role, and I think you just need to define it, which role you love the most. And I can give you the example of Mr. Tony Robbins, the best example in this.
Hmm.
We've been to Date with Destiny, right? You remember
Yeah.
the story, right? So what
Yeah.
he says that he knows that what he goes good at.
Yeah.
He's good at delivery. He's
Hmm.
really good at delivery, but he
Yeah.
sucks at the other bits.
Yeah.
And that's why he had to get other people to do the other work.
Hmm.
Right? And that applies to pretty much all of us as well. We need to see that these are the roles need to be completed,
Yeah.
and you need to disconnect yourself from that role, and you're not that role. That's just a role in the business.
Mm.
Today you might be doing it, tomorrow somebody else be doing it. If people are rejecting it, and here is one thing, and I'll give you my example, see if you can relate to this. And this I discovered at Date with Destiny. When I attended it for the first time, I discovered that my number one value was success,
Hmm.
right? That I wanted to become successful. That was my value I put in there before realigning the values and everything, nothing at all. So number one value was I wanted to be successful. Going away from value was rejection, right? So success and rejection go hand to hand, right? We know that to be successful, I need to learn to be rejected.
Yes.
So I had to change the meaning of that. Right. So that completely shifted what I was doing. And I was like, holy crap. I wanted to become a successful, but I didn't want to get rejected.
Yeah.
So like it's just push and pull, push and pull, push and pull happening every day.
Yes.
Yeah. So that changed everything. The moment I realigned the values, that just absolutely. So I think the good exercise would be for you to do it is doing that values thing again.
Redoing my values.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because value need to be aligned with the choice.
Hmm.
And I think I would actually say that this choice you're trying to create, that has to be super clear, that what you're trying to create, the
Hmm.
choice has to be super duper clear, right? And the other thing is, what value do you need for that? What do you need to value to become that?
Okay.
Remember this as an identity. The only way we can describe ourselves is through the values.
Yes.
What we value the most. People might not say it, but everybody's got values, right? So we all
Yes.
know that, right? So and that's the biggest thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I can do is also share a technique with you today, to be really clear. I call this rewiring sessions. So rewiring session is pretty much is getting the clarity and speaking to the super conscious mind, and get the clarity done. So
Hmm.
it's a very quick, short meditation,
Hmm.
just speaking to the superconscious and getting it very, very super clear on, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to go this way, and that's what I'm
Okay.
trying to do. Right?
Sounds great.
Yep. Before that, do you have any other questions?
No, that helps a lot, actually.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely makes a lot more sense. Disconnecting a little bit more from what I've attached myself to.
Yeah, and it's a it's a biggest thing. And sometimes what happens is, and it's all we all do that all the time, is because we so much in love with this way of doing it, we kind of get into it too much.
Hmm.
Right. And then I say it all the time, like, especially people who run coaching businesses, especially you run coaching business. One of the biggest thing you must learn in early days is a coaching is a way of doing it. Like coaching is a delivery method.
Yes. Okay.
Like it's a very specific method to help your clients, like to get the results for them. But we got to think about this as well. Coaching is one way of doing it. It doesn't mean that it's only way of doing it.
Hmm.
So we do not want to get stuck in one way of doing it. It's one of the it sort of cripples me by even thinking that I can only help people by coaching.
Mm.
So, for example, what are the other ways to do it? The other way would be, hey, what if I author a book? What if I create a training for people? Like, 2-day training, people come into a room and I help them. So
Hmm.
you are not a coach in that time, you're a trainer,
Yes.
right? What if you consult with people? People come to you and say, hey, I have this problem. You say, hey, stay with me for 2 days. Let me do all the work for you. We'll fix it for
Done.
you,
Mm.
right? So that's why sticking to one way of doing it is sort of very limiting in your ability to help your clients. Remember, it's not about you, it's about the client.
Yes.
Right? So it's all about helping them to get the results they want. Some people will be happy to pay you $100,000 to say, hey, can you just do it for me?
Hmm.
I don't know how to do it. Can you just do it for me? And that would be high paying clients. And you say, yeah, why wouldn't I do it? I'll be happy to do it.
Hmm.
Right? Some people might say, hey, I just need a bit of push and that they might need coaching. Some people say,
Mm.
hey, I want you to teach my team for 2 days or 2 hours a week and train them with this, whatever you have. So I
Hmm.
think it's just keeping that in mind as well. Now we're only talking about one way of doing it, but it doesn't mean that that's the only way of doing it to helping people. The end result, what we're looking for is helping people get results.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you help them get results in a different ways, in different delivery methods, that would help as well. So it doesn't have to be a coaching way of doing it. It has to be by consulting, it has to be by training, by authoring, publishing, facilitating, mentoring, could be anything.
Mm.
Yeah, does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just keep that in mind. Your intention is very important. What do you put it out there, universe? You'll get it. Usually, I've sort of seen it's a 6 month delayed process. Yeah, the way it works. Look, I think I've kind of now nailed it down to 6 months.
Yeah.
It takes about, depending how good are you with intentions and stuff, it takes about
Hmm.
6 months. And if you are like, haven't sort of explored this world, energy world or intention world, then it probably might take 12 months to 2 years or 1 year. But I think if you are really good at this, it takes about 6 months. So 6 months delayed process. So if you intend in today something, it'll happen in 6 months. So just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, I
And
find
that's the way it
around that.
works.
I do
That's the
find
way it
around that.
works. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
That's the way it works. All right. So let's do a very quick exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to do a very quick meditation exercise. The intention is to give you the clarity and a
Hmm.
focus and speak you directly to your super conscious mind and have that make it so visible to you that you know, hey, this is what I want.
Hmm.
So when you
Okay.
know you're going towards this, everything here right now where you're struggling with will just take care of by itself. So because you're not focused on this, you're not focused on a phone call, you focused on this. Phone call is just the process. So
Mm.
you're not even focused on if this is right, this is wrong, this is going to go good where, I don't know who's going to say yes. You don't even care, you just focus on this. So what are you creating is, hey, I'm creating my reality like this, I'm creating this identity to be like this, and you focusing on that, everything here won't even matter much.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We want to focus on the end result, we want to focus on this outcome we're looking for. And also, I'm a big fan of this. You probably have seen it many times. What do you want? Where you are, there is a gap in this, and I want to stay in the gap,
Yeah.
and I want to feel the tension. When you feel the tension, then you see, hey, I'm here. Like for example, I'm making $1,000 a month at the moment, and I want to make $10,000 a month. The
Hmm.
gap is $9,000. I want to stay in that $9,000 tension, because staying in that $9,000 tension and saying, hey, $10,000 I'm looking for, I don't care about 1,000 at the moment. I'm only caring about that I'm working towards it. And then whatever you do in the daytime, like, as work, is like you're not attached to it. There is no attachment to it at all. Yeah. All right. Let's do a very quick exercise.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Hey, superconscious. Do I have your permission to speak to you today? To give the clarity Matt is looking for? To give the super, super, super clear on the choice that he wants to create? Superconscious, I'll be really grateful if you clearly show that choice. So that choice is so visible that he never ever forget that choice. And it's always in front of him. Superconscious, can you please confirm that if you're okay with this? Yeah. All right, Matt, let's take your intention and take your attention, both of that, into a jungle. And feel that you're standing in a jungle. It's a really big rainforest. Feel that so many trees around you. You can touch them. Feel that mist in the air. Smell this jungle, and you can hear the birds in the background. You can feel that on your feet while walking in this jungle. You can feel the mist around you and the trees around you. I just want you to walk. Just walk whichever direction you're walking towards. Just keep walking slowly. And having the feel that you are standing in a jungle at the moment. There is a lot of things around you. There might be trees, bushes. There's so many things around you at the moment. You can see on the left-hand side, there's a little birds sitting there. The only thing you're doing is slowly taking a step forward. Just keep taking this step forward. Just opening this, getting out of this jungle. You know which way you need to go, but just keep walking on this path. This path has been laid out for you, that you clearly know this, that this path has been made for you. And you want to walk on this path. Your superconscious has made you walk on this path because of a reason. And the reason is the choice you want to create. Yeah, just keep walking through this jungle and feel that tension around you, and you feel that you're probably stuck in this place. You're stuck in this place that you don't know which way to go. And the feeling of being alone at this place without knowing anything, without having anybody helping you, without any sort of help, and you are by yourself in this place. This jungle is very dense. There's hardly any sunshine. You can't even see the sky. If you look up, there is no way you can see anything. It's just a dense jungle. The trees are so tall. They're so tall that you can't even see anything. And it's getting dark. It's getting dark. But the only thing you can feel and see is the path in front of you. And I promise you, this is the path which you need to take. And this is the path which your superconscious made you walk on this. So when you keep walking on this path, just keep taking step by step into this path and feel that even though you don't see what's going to happen soon, even though you don't know what's out there in front of you, the only thing you have is a trust. Just a trust and faith. This faith which tells you that if I keep walking on this, I will get to my desired future. This faith matters the most. And you have this trust on your faith that in the past, if you look back, this faith always served you. This faith always given you something, because remember that path. In the past, whenever you had something, you believed in it and you had to rely on your faith. Today, you're relying on your faith again and you're walking towards something which you don't know what it is. And you don't even know that right now by looking at your conscious mind that you can even get there. But the only thing I will say is just keep walking. Just keep walking on this path. Because today, right now, if you feel around you, things are not clear. They're just not clear. There's so much chaos going on in this jungle right now. So much stuff happening which you don't know why it's happening. And you can't even tell the reason behind it. So you just keep walking. So the only thing you need to do right now, right here in your life, just keep walking. Step by step, keep moving forward. You trust your faith. You have something better beyond this jungle. You have this feeling right now in your body that everything which you always desired is going to come true. You know that. You have this feeling. You can't describe it with your conscious mind that why you're feeling this way, but you know that deep inside it is true. It is true. You're still inside the jungle, walking, taking step by step to walk into that. You're walking and following the path. It's been a while. It's been a few days, a few months, few years even, since you feel that you're stuck in this place. Sometimes it feels like there is no way out of this place at all, and you just have to stay here. You could trust this process and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Just keep walking, 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 walking. The jungle is pretty dense and you don't know, even if you go somewhere else, take a right or left, that you're ever going to get out of this jungle. But what you can see is a path in front of you, given to you somebody who probably previously walked on the path. So you know which way you need to go. So the path is in front of you, so you're just walking on the path. You're still here, feeling that. So when this is going to be over? You heard this before, hey, trust the process. Just keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Now I want you to look up on the right-hand side. You start to see some birds sitting on the tree. There are a few birds sitting. And there are a few more birds sitting. And they're just making different kind of sounds. you feel that there's lots of birds, you've never seen them before. And I think, make a note of this. What kind of bird is this? Just trying to recognize this. What sort of bird is this? Yeah, just keep walking. Keep walking. And I see you're coming out of this thick, dense forest. You see that there's only a few trees now around you. I want you to look far, far, far in the distance. There's no more trees. It's just plain, plain, plain land. You're out of the jungle. You're standing at the edge and seeing in front of you the choice you created. What is this choice? What is this choice? A life probably which you desire, a life which you really want, a life which want to make an impact on other people's lives. What is this true choice? It is right in front of you. What does that look like? What does it feel like? Just see this and feel this. That's your true choice. That is your true choice, which is right in front of you at the moment. This is something you desired, something you wanted to make it happen for yourself. I want you to walk towards that desire. Walk towards that desire. Walk towards that choice you created a few months ago, a few years ago. Yeah. Feel that around you, that desire just getting fulfilled. The choice you wanted is there now. That's it. That is what it is. Look who's around you. Who are those people around you who made it happen for you? Who are these people who helped you? Look at yourself. You're not the same person as well. Yeah, you're a different person, right? Yeah, the person who started the journey and who you are today is absolutely completely different person. I want you to stay in the choice now. Stay in this choice. This is your choice. Stay in the choice. And whenever you're ready, I want you to come back into this world, open your eyes and reflect, write it down if you feel like it, whatever the choice is. So when you're ready, just open your eyes. How does that feel, the choice now?
Good.
Anything you want to write it down? Anything you want to share? What did you see?
For me, what came up, the final result was what I had seen many years ago, but I kept talking myself out of it.
Ah, what was that?
It's still aligned with where I want to go, and that is
Yeah.
working with healthcare professionals. But it's
Yeah.
creating the clinics. It's bringing those teams of people together, that we create a culture where we're able to empower people, help people to move forward. How, our nutrition, our movement, all of that kind of stuff does come together as a human experience. And then being able to put different clinics around the place for that. And yet I talked
Wow.
myself out of that.
Wow. So that's what you saw.
I saw the teams, the people, and that's what was clear for me.
Wow.
And yet while I was trying to walk, even though it was dark here,
Yeah.
there was a light down here that was really struggling to open.
So it feels like you blocked something which wanted to come out. Yeah, and I think the only thing I can say is wow first, and the second is it's something hidden inside you, which wanted to come out. It wants to come out.
Yeah.
So maybe, look, maybe that's the choice you're consciously creating. Probably that's not what your super conscious inside you wants it.
It was interesting to see how that opened.
Yeah.
So I can write that definitely down later.
Down, man.
No,
write it down, whatever came up. Because it's important. I think consciously we want things, but our superconscious knows much better and what's good for us.
Cool. Written my notes.
Yeah, man. I think it's a good idea to reflect on this. Absolutely reflect on this. Now let's go back to one thing which we actually asked early on when we started this journey. How do you feel now if you have to jump on a call and speak to somebody about sales, about your stuff? You were 2 or 1 early when we started. Where you at if you have to just call somebody and say, hey, this is what I do?
All of a sudden I got excited.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Well, how much number would you give it to yourself?
I'd say it's almost a 9. Like I'm ready to do it.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Cool. I can even feel that.
Yeah. Like that was just like, wow. Yeah.
See, can you see the difference, right? From 2 to 9 in sales, and you're not even a sales guy.
No. Yeah, no. But I kind of feel like I could do it quite easily.
Right? It's just a role.
Yeah. But I'm great at the delivery of what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm comfortable. But yet, to think sales now makes it, okay, cool, let's get on a call.
Just get on call, right? Yeah. Because see, remember this, right? Because delivery, you and I'm from the same kind of, I think we kind of follow the same path, right? So the reason is I'm good at delivery. Why? Because that's what I've done for a long time for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's why I'm good at it. Because that's why you're good at it, because you have done it for somebody for so long.
20 years, yeah.
Yeah. So it's because we've done it for so long. We're good at it. So, but I think it doesn't mean that we can't be good at other bits. Yeah. So now I'm super, like, I'm pumped. Like, by just looking at your face, I can see it. It's like, sales is not a problem anymore.
No. I'm excited to start doing it.
Yeah. So you know what you need to sell. I think the idea is now, just jump on a phone and have a conversation. So sales is not more than having conversation. I think we more talk about old car salespeople, not like that. I think we need to get into the conviction mode that you're so convinced that you can get people the results that you have this conviction. Like, because you're a medical professional, you'll relate to this 100%. When you sit in front of the doctor says, hey, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
And people say, yeah, I agree. Like, people don't argue with the doctor like that because they have no understanding. So I think because you're from a same profession, you'll relate to this more, that you have this conviction that, hey, I have the answers, man. Come and help. I'll help you.
Yes.
So, all right, go get them, Tiger, now.
Shit. Wow. Thanks, Jack. That is awesome. Wow.
All right,
what an eye-opener. Yeah, no, thank you very much.
No problem. But look, thank you. I think it's good. Good for other people. They get to watch it. They get to see it. But no, thank you.
No, thank you. Wow.
Awesome. All right.
Cool.
Have a great day.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers.
Cool.
Bye.
See ya.